Hey, Shalom. Okay, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders, bishops, and apostles of great millstone, the true prophets that rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of the children of Israel. Okay, that are people of Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Seminole Indian descent, Israelite foreigners as well. Okay, quick video here on one of those wiles of the scriptures I love reading into, those wiles of the scriptures all the brothers is impressed by and believe in, you know, and believe in. That's the key. Because you got a bunch of niggas going around, making that foolish, ignorant comment that this is a fairy tale book. Well, as the scripture says, thy people shall be willing the day of thy power. They all going to have a change of heart and mind when they see the Israelite man receive spiritual power. And just imagine all those jackasses that's going to pretend like they were always down in that day. And that's what's coming, man. That's what's coming. But check it out. This is, like I said, one of one of the many wows that that just got you thinking, like, man, this is something that we got to look forward to. And this is examining what's that, Judges 16 and I thought it was 3. Yeah, 16 and 3. And Samson laid till midnight and arose at midnight after smashing that hookah. Had to have been a thick one too. Whew. Had to have been a thick one, man. Had him working out, you know what I'm saying? You get that little poontang, and after you're done, your spirit is on charge, man. You charged. You charged up while the woman lay next to you snoring. You charged up. And that's pretty much the spirit Samson was in, man. Charged the hell up. And Samson lay till midnight and rose at midnight and took the doors of the gate of the city and the 2 posts, and the 2 posts had to been made of more than likely iron. And iron's heavy, man. You go to the old school weights, that was iron. Okay? But hold on. Let's do this real quick. Then went Samson to Gaza and saw there an harlot. He saw a thick harlot and went in unto her. He went to smashing it, man. I had to read that just to get you to understand, the state of mind the brother was in, man. Like I said, he had to have been charged up. But Yahweh Shem Yahweh put the spirit in Samson to provoke these devils. I said those heathens, That's ultimately what happened through the whole thing, Samson was provoking those heathens, Anyway, but check it out. And then when you examine it, especially how the historians explain it, because they went and studied this thing, man, and come up with a lot of information. We're gonna go into a lot of information, but anyway, and laid for him all night in the gate of the city, and were quiet all the night, saying, in the morning when it is day, we shall kill him. And Samson lay till midnight and rose at midnight and took the doors of the gate of the city and the 2 posts and went away with them, bar and all, and put them, and they're estimating, and put them upon his shoulders and carried them up to the top of an hill that is before Hebron. And they're saying that travels was probably like up to maybe 35 miles. Can you imagine that? But hold on, check it out. You got to check it out, man. The weight of those posts. How this is they're doing a rough estimation, low and too high. All right, but hold on, check it out. The Bible does not specify the exact weight of the gates. I mean, that they had to have been heavy, especially when you examine photos of ancient city gates. You see, and that's one. How heavy were the gates of Gaza that Samson carried off? Look how tall that thing is. And you got to add into it the weight of the metal, the iron that was holding these things, in the ground. You know, just imagine that. Okay, but hold on. Let's get back to how much could they possibly have weighed? Because ancient city gates were custom built. Because you got to understand, those walls going surrounding the cities were massive, man. You know, it wasn't like a yard gate that you can just hop and jump. We used to hop those things without even grabbing them. We used to just jump over them, man. Well, I had hops though. There was a couple of us that was able to just jump over them without even putting our hands on them, man. We just literally just leap over them, and land on your feet. It was nothing like that. Niggas judge everything from this modern world like fools, man. You know? Or you can even think of, like these rich folks that got their land, like those gated communities. You can easily just climb over those things, man, with no problem. With no problem. But those ancient world cities, man, were surrounded by little walls, that, you needed a massive ladder, or watch some old movies with battles and how they used to throw up the rope with the hook and had to climb up. Those, like I said, those gates had to have been massive, man. Just using your damn common sense. With that nigga don't have common sense. Because ancient city gates were custom built, modern estimates very very widely ranging anywhere from 400 pounds to over 4 tons. And listen, even if they did weigh 400 pounds, what nigga that can carry 400 pounds miles? Or what nigga that can carry 400 pounds 10 feet? I mean, you got those power lifters, they can probably do it for like 20, 30 yards or whatever. But, hold on. It says here, it continues to read. Conservative estimates, many commentators estimate the weight of the thick wooden gates, bronze bands, and the horizontal crossbar to be between 400 to 700 pounds. Maximum estimates. Other archaeological assessments estimate that the city gates and side posts of major fortifications could weigh upwards to 3,400 to 8,000 pounds. There was one I found that they had to been weighed up to 10,000 pounds. Regardless of the exact weight, ripping the doors, because that's the thing. He ripped them out, man, with his bare hands. Like it says. This is this power that we got coming for us, Lord willing. And Samson lay till midnight and rose at midnight and took the doors. I mean, he didn't use no electrical tools, power tools. He ripped those damn things out with his bare hands and took the doors of the gate of the city and the 2 posts and went away with them. Come on, man. Just imagine that. There was a scene in one of those Supermans. I never liked that Superman anyway, especially when he shaved his beard. Just the Superman that confronted the Rock and the Black Adam. I never liked that Superman. He just got a goofy, corny spirit to him, if you ask me. But anyway, the scene in the movie where he was getting disrespected by the truck driver, and and when the truck driver finished whatever he was doing and went outside to his truck was put up, tore to pieces and put up on a telephone poles or whatever poles that they use to for electricity and whatever and imagine that feeling that he had to have had. See, that's the whole point of Samson doing exactly that, was to vex the hell out of those heathens, man. vexed the hell up out of them, and leaving their city unprotected. Beautiful thing, man. You know. So hold on, let's get back to some of that. Yeah, this is amazing, man. This is absolutely amazing. Let me find that though. Can't remember where it was, but it goes into the distance he had to have carried them. How heavy were the gates of Gaza that Samson carried off? Um, it goes into, I'm not sure if it was in here. No, it wasn't in here. That's that physical strength, man. And yes, we all desire to have physical strength, but at the same time, we want peace in the world, righteousness. We want order in the world. Hold on. It's not in there. It goes into the distance he had to have carried the post. The judges mean. Or I might just have to do another. I can't remember where I saw that at. I can easily just look it up though. Everywhere. Okay, so it looks like I'll have to do this search. Give me how. Okay. Here we go. I can't remember where it was, but oh, there we go. It answered it anyway. Okay, how far of a distance did Samson carry the post of in Judges 16 and 3? Samson carried the city gates of Gaza a distance of roughly 37 to 40 miles. Now, come on. I mean, you got brothers struggling to walk that without weights. You know? I mean, I'll be dreading to do 5, 6 miles. I can do more. It's just, your spirit just gets worried, man. It gets weak, you know. But if we had to, we can do more. But, you know, and that's without weight, man. That's just us walking daily to burn calories and to burn fat and to, you know. But this brother carried posts that 10,000 pounds, 8,000 to 10,000 pounds, 37 to 40 miles. He hauled the massive doors post and the locking bar on his shoulders from the coastal city of Gaza up to the top of a hill facing the city of Hebron. So he went up. The more and more you look into it, the more and more you read, you like, damn, you know? And a nigga can't believe these things was real, because they don't know no damn better, But as time went on, especially with the devil, the earth been in the hands of the devil, things gotten worse. The air breathing, the food, the curse period, So as time went on, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai took a lot of that strength from us. Took it all from us. Period. Strength, beauty, you know, the age of living, all that. That's all part of the curses, man. You know. As a matter of fact, scripture in the Apocrypha. Hold on, let me get this. Let me get that. Let me see. Let me get my Apocrypha. Let me get my Apocrypha first. Let me get my Apocrypha. Give me a second here. It mentions how through age, how grows weaker through age. Something of that extent. It's been a while since I've went into it, so bear with me. Be patient with a brother. Okay. So let's grab this here. Let me see if I can find this here. Through age. And I think it was I'm not sure if that was oh man. I'm not sure if that's in Second Ezra or not. I don't have no wig. I might have to go outside where it's brighter. Can't even read. Yeah, let me go outside. Okay, this might work. This should work. Okay, so let me scan through this real quick and I'll try and look it up if I just can't find it in here. It might be Sirach though. I mean, it's been such a long time since I've been into it. It's been a minute. It's been a straight up minute. Or could it be Wisdom of Solomon, possibly? And it mentions through age, something about age, through time, through age. Let me do a quick search on that. It's like, I know I should have been more prepared for this, but it's all good. I watch the videos any damn way. Okay, let's do a quick search, like through age, possibly. No, it ain't. It's definitely not that. For yet greater evils, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. For the time is fled away. This ain't the description I'm looking for. For the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard. Now hasn't a vision to come which thou hast seen. No, that's not it. From weaker. Let me hit weaker. Okay, 2 Ezra 14 again. For look how much the world shall be weaker through. No, that's not it. That's not it either. It's going to vex the hell out of me for not finding this. Just pretty much give you an understanding of these curses that we're under and what's taking place here. Here thou art talking about. Or should I just pause it till I find it instead of letting this continue on? I'll do that instead. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Took me a minute, but I found it. It's right here. It's right here. This is beautiful too. This is beautiful, man. Let me start at 50 here. Okay. And I asked and said, seeing thou hast now given me the way, I will proceed to speak before thee for our mother, and whom thou hast told me that she is young, draweth now nigh unto age. He answered me and said, Ask a woman that beareth children, and she shall tell thee. Say unto her, Wherefore art unto they whom thou hast now brought forth like those that were before thee, but less of stature? And she shall answer thee, They that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, whom the womb faileth, are otherwise. Consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before thee. Okay? And that's exactly what's happened. We're less of stature, man. That's a curse. That's a hell of a curse, to be honest. So Samson, the mighty man, David, all of them, they were much bigger than we are now. Much bigger, man. Much bigger. Obviously much stronger, man. You know, all those displays of strength were described as, there's an account where I can't remember, but the brother outran a chariot. Told the brother to go somewhere, but he ended up running to the destination and beating the brother on the chariot itself, man. You know what? That's actually, I might actually have that under some bookmarks. I might have it saved. Let me do this here. Let me move this out the way. Let me just put this right here. Get that out the way here. Let me see if I can find that. These massive feats of strength, man. Massive feats of strength. Things is beautiful. Okay, so where should I start here? Let me find one here. Give me a second here. Let me find one. Let me find what I want. Go to Judges. It wasn't Judges though, but hold on. Okay, let's do this one here. 2 Samuel 23. That's not what I'm looking for though. Ahab. That's who it was. Ahab. You know, it was Abram. It was Abram that outran Ahab on his chariot. So that's in Genesis. Amazing things in these scriptures, man. And this is our history. This is our history. And I'm trying to, hold on, let's just, hopefully this is it. And let's see here. When Chedorlaomer, the king of Elam, and with title king of nations, and Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Elasar, 4 kings with 5. And the vale of Siddim was full of slime pits, and the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled and fell there, and they that remained fled to the mountains. And they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their victuals and went their way. And they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. And there came one that had escaped and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Adner. And these were confederate with Abram. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants, born in his own house, 318, and pursued them unto Dan. And he divided himself against them, and he and his servants by night, and smote them, and pursued them unto Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot and his goods, and the women also, and the people. Hold on. No, Slocky. That's just Abram was showing that he's a bad dude. Hold on. Slocky. Yeah, Abram was a warrior, man. He was a warrior. Okay, let me try. And Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon and slew them there. And Elijah said unto Ahab, you're not just being prophets, man. They were warriors. And Elijah said unto Ahab, get thee up, eat and drink, for there is a sound of abundance of rain. So Ahab went up to eat and to drink, and Elijah went up to the top of Carmel, and he cast himself down upon the earth and put his face between his knees. And he said to his servants, go up now, look toward the sea. And he went up and looked and said, there is nothing. And he said, go again 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time that he said, behold, there arises a little cloud out of the sea like a man's hand. And he said, go up, say unto Ahab, prepare thy chariot, and get thee down, that the rain stop thee not. And it came to pass in the meanwhile that the heaven was black with clouds and wind, and there was a great rain. And Ahab rode and went to Jezreel. And the hand of the Lord was on Elijah, and he girded up his loins and ran before Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel. Okay, there you go. There you go. And the hand of the Lord was on Elijah, and he girded up his loins and ran before Ahab. So he outran him. And I want to do this here. And it came to pass in the meanwhile, it was black in the clouds, and there was a great rain, and Ahab rode into it. Ahab rode. I'm going to ask, what was the distance Ahab rode to Jezreel? In 1 Kings 18:45. Okay, there you go. King Ahab rode his chariot a distance of approximately 16 to 20 miles. Now, so again, another example that, wow, just let's read it. Let's continue reading on. From Mount Carmel to Jezreel, according to the biblical count of 1 Kings 18, the prophet Elijah supernaturally, they're trying to make it, that sounds weird, but Elijah supernaturally outran Ahab's chariot for the entirety of this journey. A horse and a chariot. Come on, man. This is just amazing. It's just those amazing things in the scriptures, man, where, that's us. That's Jake. That's Yashuala. He's the prince of the Most High. He's the prince of the power. The Israelites, man. And this is that strength that we're going that we're going to be rewarded back with, Lord willing. Okay, let me hit this scripture here. Brothers with patience. Here you go. There's quite a few scriptures in this too. I mean, quite a few. Let me do this here. This is our history book, baby. This is our history book. The Israelite man, you know, that these niggas, that the black woman chose to abandon, you know, that the enemy, the black woman, that the enemy, the black woman, uh, 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 chooses to be enemies with. You know, this is beautiful, man. You're gonna wonder why the Most High is gonna unalive large groups of them. Isaiah 40:31. But they that wait upon the Lord Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles, meaning we're gonna have the power of flight, spiritual power. Mount up with wings, shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be worried. And that was an example. Elijah didn't get worried. You know, he outran the chariot. You know, and you know he wasn't out of breath. I wish I can get it now, and I really should, but it's okay. You're familiar with it. And I think his name was Arthur Koestler. He was around the Native Americans, the tribes here in Babylon, and he was examining them and taking notes and recording records of things he was witnessing. And there's an account where he noticed they would run 100 miles, and I'm just going off of memory from what I think I remember. I could be a little off from what the miles, but it was some distance of close to maybe 100 miles, where a drop of water in their mouth, and they didn't swallow that drop of water until they got back. Something of that extent, man. That's something else, man. Like, wow. So not in a not so far distant past that we had this type of strength, man, and these abilities. And the hell, Gad gave Esau hell, and and Esau didn't have no power, didn't have a chance in hell until they came up with the sword, the Gatling gun. And that the history of the hell that Gad was giving Esau, man, is amazing. It's amazing, man. You know, so this is just part of that gift that's coming for us. I'm gonna get one more and I'm gonna close, man. Cause listen, I just wanted to have some fun with these scriptures. You know, my spirit just wanted to have a little bit of fun with these scriptures. Let me choose one. No. Let me do this instead. Keep silence before me, O islands, and let the people renew their strength. Let them come near, then let them speak. Let us come near together to judgment. Okay. That's not what I want, though. But renewing their strength, that's what caught my eyes. Be like Yahweh Shai, the scriptures. I'm not sure if that's Philippians or not. I'm going to get just one more. Okay, let's see what this has give us here. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of the Most High. You think he's going to call a goddamn Edomite the sons of the Most High? No, no, no. Just through the revelations covered that there are three classifications of men. The sons of the sons of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, which is the Israelites. Okay, the sons of those heathens, and the sons of the wicked. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Three classifications. Okay. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. It says, Beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. And especially looking at these YNs and YBs, or ONs or OBs, old bitches and old niggas. wicked ones, man. You would never fathom that. Oh man, we were once a great nation, but we were, you know, and that's why those heathens are so comfortable and so confident on their behavior and their plans toward us, because the tribes are being disobedient as all hell. That's all they see, man. They don't see the elect working. They don't see the elect waking up and turning to righteousness is the key. That they don't see that. They see it, but they ignore it. They disregard that fact. But all they see is Jake going to hell off, man. Those 2/3 niggas, going to hell off. This the book of, is that, what book is that? Uh, that goes into that. It mentions how those heathens, if they know if we're not following our power, that he would turn his back on us. And this escaped me right now. As a matter of fact, hold on, I'm not getting no more precepts anyway from this. So let me do this real quick. Let me do this. Let me see if I can find this. It should be Judith. It might be in Judith. Let me see if I can find it. Mm. Give me a second here. I'll find it. It ain't gonna take me long. For if he will not help us within these 5 days, he hath power to defend us when he will, even every day, or to destroy us before our enemies. Hold on. That's not what I wanted, though. Hold on. So I know it's here in Judith. I thought it was Judith 5, but it might be. Okay, and they cast forth before them the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and the Jebusites and the Sichemites and all the Girgasites, and they dwelt in the country many days. And while they sinned not before their power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, they prospered, because the Most High had hated iniquity was with them. There you go. Okay, so let's keep going though. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles. That's beautiful, man. But here we are. The elect is turning back to our power. It's just that elect remnant, man. That small remnant of the children of Israel, man. That's turning back to our power. That's going to renew their strength. Those are the sons of the Most High, man. That's the elect. All right. But hold on. Let me smash in this real quick. The sons, not Theos. It's not giving me that. It's not giving it to me. It'll give it to me in the Old Testament though. But let's continue on reading. And it doth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him. For we shall see him as he is. And every man that hath this hope in him purifieth himself, even as he is pure. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. And ye know that he was manifested to take away our sins, and in him is no sin. But that was my point. Up to 2 and 3. There you go. And 4. And there's a many of scriptures on that too. There's many of scriptures, but that's just beautiful, man. It's just, those are faith builders, precepts, that are meant to help you build faith, man. And it's like we got something to look forward to. Well, What better way to say it? You know, looking forward. You know, you on punishment by your parents, man. You know that time when you're off, and it seems to take forever. And you know, and being in these fleshly, wicked ass bodies, man, it you know, if you don't keep that spirit in check and build on it, it'll overwhelm you. You know, that's why a lot of niggas lose patience. And there's been a lot of motherfuckers that's lost patience, man, and went right back into the world. You know, that ultimately it means they didn't believe in the first place. So they read these scriptures, they don't believe these scriptures. They don't believe that reward that's coming. They don't believe it. But yeah, it's coming all right. Anyway, faith builders, man. Faith builders. So, hope you're edified and inspired. Okay, let's give all praise, honor, and glory to our power Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Till next time, Lord willing, Shalom.